Hi there guys. I think this will be probably Bits-08 or Bits-09, I can't remember which. Nothing very substantial again. I'm trying to get out in the shop when I can, but I tell you what, I'm so behind on sorting out. It is so chaotic that I'm actually having to spend some time on trying to move stuff around. You know, when there's a limit amount of space, you try and see if you can condense things and make them more organized. Organized, that's not very good in my vocabulary. Chaos is a better word. Anyway, what have we done? I put the Dremel back in on the lathe. I've got a piece of packing and a hose clamp now. I just put that on to show you. And I've put some angle pieces on some vise clamps. Well, a vise clamp and a C-clamp. Pretty tricky trying to get the thing positioned. The TIG weld is far from pretty. That brings up a question: if anybody has a good idea as to the best way to clean a gas lens. Looking at my gas lens, it looks as though there may be a bit of crud building up, and I want to make sure it's clear. So any of you welding experts out there, if you've got a good way to clean the gas lens gauze safely, alright, maybe some solvent or other. And what else do we do? Mainly just odds and ends actually. I can't even remember now what we did. So I won't waffle on anymore and just get to the meat of the matter and show you the few odd things here. Okay, just an update on the Dremel. I have since, you might see in there's a small piece of aluminum which I had to thin down just a little. Took a few thou off it, and then we've got a hose clamp which isn't done up super tight. There's no need to, but it is holding this against the tool holder piece, the bar in other words, that this is attached to. So it's pretty rigid, and I'm moving that moving it laterally, and there's negligible movement in it now since I tightened up that bearing. So I think that's ready to use when I need it. My large recent gift of tool holders, starting to get those into use. I've got 8 here that have got some tooling actually in them, but they haven't been set up for centre yet. That's got to be done. I've got quite a few, or quite a lot actually, various tools, HSS, special grinds, so I should be putting them to good use. Anyway, it's great to have them, and getting these from Damien was an absolute bonus. Now I've cut up some pieces of, what is this, inch by 1/8 I think it is. I want to put, where are we? I'm trying to see where I'm pointing. Sorry, this handheld's not good, is it? I'm trying to get this set up to get a tack each end, and do the same on this side. Hopefully get them meshing fairly close together. This is just a means of dealing with round material, something I've meant to do for a long time. And the other thing here, I've got a C-clamp, and it's going to take some setting up actually. It's an absolute devil that way around, so I'm going to try and see what I can do with these. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what other guys have done when they've done this mod, but trying to hold the... Oh, now the sucker's moved. Damn it. I just got that set up and it slid across. I'll have to reposition it. Very, very hard to keep it positioned on these floating pads. Let's try again. Well, I got a tack on here. It's not ideal, but I'll try and turn it round and do the other side. We'll try and finish that off. Well, getting this set up is something like ridiculous. Let's see if I can get a tack on this other piece. That is not pretty. Well, I said before, more than once, the combination of unsteady hands and failing eyesight makes welding a damn sight harder than it used to be. This isn't pretty. I use the expression pig's ear. But the main thing is I've got something that'll take round rod or pipe. May not need it much, but I've been meaning to do it for ages. Pretty ugly welds. This little C-clamp, I'm going to try and do a tack on that in a minute. But this, let me just bring this up. This was an alignment jig I made a long time ago. I think that was stick welding. May not be very professional, but it was a damn sight better than I do these days. So I know I used to be able to do it, but not so much anymore. Anyway, I'm going to try and get a couple of tacks on this C-clamp. Well, I've wire brushed these, try and tidy up a little bit. And this this little sucker was real awkward. I've probably got more material laid down than is really needed, but as I say, the unsteadiness factor means very often I stay a bit too long in one place and add a bit too much filler rod and then miss a bit and have to come back. Far from perfect, but it'll serve a purpose, I think. I found these recently. These are very, very old boxes. This one's got a bearing in which seems to be a bit stuck at the moment. I've got to try and get that out. And this one had a bearing in which was totally shot. But there's potential there. Not as good as the box that Randy Richard uses, but I think they might be useful when I get round to trying them out. Here's another thing that was lurking in a drawer. I knew I had it, but I hadn't done much with it. Again, we're not into the Randy Richard turret system, but this is a 6 position. Very positive engagement. The only downside probably is that these holes, if I remember rightly, they're all 1/2 inch parallel. So I'd have to make up some holders for specific jobs, but I may yet try and use it, particularly for a bit of smaller repetitive work. So just throwing that in for a bit of interest. There we are, bits and pieces. I got to do some more practice with the TIG, but as I said earlier, unsteady hands and less than good vision is a bit of a handicap. And I used to be able to weld quite reasonably, but anyway, it's functional, the word I keep coming up with all the time. So there you are, that's just the current offering, odds and ends. Hope to see you soon. Try and get on with something bigger when I can get to it. Alright, see ya. Thanks for watching.